Purpose. Merriam-Webster's definition of purpose is the feeling of being determined to do or achieve something. Abraham Maslow said, musicians must make music. Artists must paint. Poets must write if they are to ultimately be at peace with themselves. What humans can be, they must be. And with that, teachers must teach.
The beginning of the year started a little rocky because there were several vacancies that had not been filled. It's a scary thought that you're going to start school and you still have teacher openings.
So we had 4 elementary openings at Allendale Elementary School.
We had what Dr. Tobin affectionately called baby teachers. These were teachers who completed their education courses but hadn't passed the test yet. And he wanted to give them an opportunity to get their feet wet by offering them employment at Allendale Elementary. They were able to stay for a while, but not soon after that, one by one, they began to leave.
Because of their youth and inexperience, it did not work out. It wasn't successful. I think if we'd had time to work with these folks before school started and giving them some training and that kind of thing, it may have been a little easier to make the transition.
But we had a creative interim superintendent, Dr. Tobin, who had a great idea of inviting retired teachers back to fill the vacancy. I was doubtful at first. I didn't think that they would want to come back after tasting retirement for a while. That's a pretty good life, I understand.
And so I got wind that there were still few retired elementary school teachers in the community. And so I began to call around.
With his brave self, he calls me, and I said, "How did you get my number?"
I said, "Miss Baker, I haven't had lunch." So she brought me a hot dog, some Fritos, some M&Ms, and she came down and we talked.
And he was a very kind man, and I could see that he was of my age also. And so therefore he was back here, doing the job. And so I felt like if he could do that for my children, our children, then I could do that too.
I got a phone call from Dr. Tobin, and he wanted to talk with me. And I finally came, and he was just telling me there's a need.
So I came back. I decided, the superintendent asked me, kind of twist my arm a little bit, there, but he didn't have to do much twisting. I knew that I was going to do it, because it was a need.
Each of them accepted reluctantly, but because of their interest in this community, because they're concerned for the well-being of our students, they agreed to come.
So did you ever think you would come back?
Absolutely not. Not in a million years. I was supposed to be over in Italy somewhere.
No, I thought I would be home on vacation, probably on a cruise.
So I'm going to do this. I can't wait to get into Bahamas, go to Jamaica. And I did. Went to Africa.
Really?
Yes, I did. Did a lot of things. And then I came back home. And I still had to clean up and cook.
I didn't think I would come back in the position that I came back in,
I said, I'm retired too. So we'll come in and go out together.
I want to thank all of the teachers that served this year and saved the year. Miss Hardin, Miss Williams, Miss Michael, Miss Matthews, Miss Baker, Miss Wright, and we didn't talk about Miss Kennedy. But Miss Kennedy was also a retired teacher. I'd served as her principal as well. She was here to teach all things math to our 3rd grade students. We wanted to make sure that they were getting every advantage that they could, so when they took SC Ready tests, we would have great scores. So I'm waiting in anticipation for July to come so I can see how they did with math. I'm sure that they did a phenomenal job because they had a phenomenal woman helping them to do the best that they could do.
It's been wonderful. I've enjoyed it. I've doing what I like. I like math. So this year I've worked with classes, teaching 3 classes every day, Monday through Friday. And based on the MAP testing, this year the kids did make a 10-point game.
If every teacher that Dr. Tobin called had said no, I'm sure that he would have a plan B, because that's just how Dr. Tobin is. He always has a plan. So I'm sure he had something else in his pocket to pull out in the event that that didn't work, even if he had to come and teach a class himself.
Were you ever worried?
No, I was not worried. Was I? I was a little concerned. I wouldn't use the word worried. A little concerned, but not worried, because of my leader. He always comes through, and I knew that this would not be any different. Right, Dr. Tobin?
Now, I talked to one lady. She wouldn't even come talk with me. She said, "I heard about you. I'm not coming to talk with you." So what I asked them, I said, we'll make some concessions for you.
Most of the retired teachers shared a class, so they were there either the morning part of the day or they were there the afternoon portion of the day, so they only worked a half day. I knew the expertise that I was going to be getting, the level of knowledge from the retired teachers, so they were just a welcome sight to see. And I am grateful that they agreed to come back and fill those vacancies.
So that was Dr. Tobin's idea.
That was Dr. Tobin's idea, at least that's what he told us. They hung in there, and it was not always easy.
And I pray every day.
Yes, ma'am.
I say, like, Lord, help me get through this day. I say that on my way to work, right? Lord, if you just help me get through this day. I promise I won't do this again. But I'm still loving it. You see
Yes,
what I'm
ma'am.
saying? I'm still, because it's a gift. The reward is that you see the difference in them. You see how they matured from week to week, how much they learn. You see that light, as people say, goes off in the head, and bing, they get it. You know, you see that love, and love grows in between you two. When there's God there, love grows.
Yes, ma'am.
And so the children love you, and you love them, and it lasts a lifetime, doesn't it?
It does last a lifetime.
I got a little note from one teacher the other day. I call it a resignation letter. It was a little sticky note, says, with a smiley face on it, says, "I'm out of here." So I took that as a resignation.
I constantly heard I quit from several of them on a daily basis. I began to hide when they came in the office so they couldn't tell me they quit.
So I've given my extra time now. I'm going to go back to retirement, and I'll start on my trips again.
I believe that God made retirement for a reason. You know, when we get up in age, we should, when we know it's time, we go. Somebody else is there to take our place.
I see them coming into the building when I'm in the AES and the Allendale Elementary School building. Sometimes I see them coming out of the building, but I'm kind of making my point to when I get an opportunity to say, look, we really appreciate, and they say thank you, but we're out of here. but that is a critical piece of where we are now, and we'll be eternally grateful to them for their commitment, time, and experience, and performance and ability to come in and help our children.
Teaching is like, you don't do that unless it's a gift. If it's not a gift from God, you can't do this.
And so, retirement? Purpose has no retirement. Sure, as life goes on, our roles might change, and the ways that we walk according to our purpose might change. But doing what we were born to do is simply something we must do. Thank you.